Hey guys, I'm back for day 92. It is 66 degrees out here today. I'm here in the Under Armour. I'm here in the Under Armour Curry 7s. This is what it is from the side. Woo! And from the other side, balance is crap right now. Before I get into the shoe review, just want to say I had a weigh-in this morning. I wasn't looking forward to it, and fortunately I did lose, but not much. I lost 0.8 pounds, or 80% of a pound, or a long way to say almost a pound. That brings my weight to 244.7 pounds. I still have a long way to go, but remember, I started this thing at 269 pounds, so I'm just glad to be here. Okay, Curry 7s. What can I say about it? First off, Steph Curry is a player that kind of got me back into watching modern basketball. There's this GOAT conversation between LeBron and Jordan, with Jordan obviously so much better, and yet Steph Curry gets kind of left off in that discussion, and I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Kobe Bryant is in that discussion for me as well. Now, let it be clear, I take Jordan over all those guys, absolutely. But then when I start to look at the number two, it gets to be much harder. And for me, LeBron is not even in that equation. My argument would be because his play style did nothing to really change the game at all. But Steph's influence on the game is absolutely undeniable. And we can argue whether or not that was for better or for worse. And I would actually say I prefer watching 90s style basketball any day over what's on the floor now, where teams are opting to just shoot the three rather than try to take the ball inside. And so again, I can say that the play style has gotten worse because Steph Curry came into the game, but it's not his fault. He was so freaking good. They put him in the game paired with Klay Thompson, and then you've got two of the best shooters in the game on one team. Of course, their strategy is going to be shoot the three. But then once people figured out, hey, threes mean more than twos, it was kind of like game over. Everybody needs to shoot the three now, and everybody's going to do that. And it just kind of took the play style out of the paint. And that's kind of where a lot of that brutality and intensity came from. Teams muscling in the paint. I really miss that about basketball. I mean, make the three-pointer a two-pointer again, and then all of a sudden things can probably get back to some really cool basketball where teams need to be good at scoring all over the floor instead of just being a one-dimensional player. For most players, the mid-range game is completely gone, and it's kind of odd considering that in the latter part of Jordan's career, the mid-range game was his game, and Kobe as well. Sorry, went off on a tangent there. Look, Steph Curry is an awesome player, one of my favorite players. I've never seen anybody do the stuff that he was doing. Absolutely phenomenal player, and so definitely had to have some of his shoes. But just because I love the player doesn't mean the shoe is going to be phenomenal for me. These shoes are stiff as beep. Everything is stiff. The upper is stiff. The fit is stiff. The cushion is stiff. And that sounds crazy coming from a shoe that has breathable mesh. Like, this shoe has laces. You don't need these freaking laces. You can put your foot right in there and it's gonna hold you down and lock you down without even tying these freaking things. You could take the whole freaking laces out and it's still gonna hold your foot in there. And as I'm walking, I can hear the uppers crunch. Now, I know they're goofy looking, but I had to go with some Curry socks. So in my slightly wide foot, I can get my foot in here, and they are definitely narrow. The foot is definitely contained, but it's not to the point of it being too much or painful or anything. As far as containment perspective, I don't think I can find a shoe that's better because these shoes are going nowhere. But from a casual perspective, I was just sitting in the shoes for about 2 hours before I went for the walk, and I noticed that the right foot was starting to feel what I would describe as uncomfortable, just because of the pressure that was on the foot. The insole was not removable, and I was barely able to get my orthotic in over top of these shoes just because everything is just so narrow in there. And I don't have a full length orthotic. It's like 3/4 length, and it was still very difficult to get it in. Despite that, I got it in there and all is well. Now, initially, there was a lot of heel pain in my left foot because I have plantar fasciitis. And even with my orthotic, it was killing me in these shoes. I don't know if it's the design of the upper being so stiff, it was holding my foot down. And it was just very painful. After 10 minutes or so, most of that feeling has gone away, although there is a nagging reminder of that pain because this foam is not all that forgiving. Now, as far as the cushion in the shoe, there are two types of dual density foams in here. You have the hover foam, which I think is just a little bit that sits right on your foot. And then you have micro G, and it's all separated by this plate that's in the back. In this case, it's a pink plate. And I can tell you that when I saw the micro G on this pair, I got excited because of a pair of clutch fit drives that I have that also had micro G. Two totally different feels and setups there. The clutch fit drives felt great underfoot. These feel kind of harsh. Even though there's a pretty good little stack under the heel, it still doesn't feel all that great. Now, I'm talking about these like they're all like really horrible and stuff, but I've walked in a lot of bad shoes recently. And as far as like what I'm talking about, as far as modern shoes, these aren't as forgiving. But when I compare this against shoe technologies of the 80s and 90s, by far, this is superior. It's just that recently I've been walking in more modern shoes and my feet are feeling very spoiled due to the more modern foams. I think if I was a small, lightweight, shifty guard, these shoes would be excellent because you have really great court feel. You are getting some cushion, though not great, but a lighter player may not need as much. And just the traction feels good. It feels like a very stable shoe. So it's just not for someone like me from a casual perspective. At this stage in my life, this pair of shoes would be good for just getting out in the back and playing basketball with my little boy, and he's 6, so nothing. I wouldn't be running or jumping or anything like that, just doing some light movement, and that would be fine. If I was actually playing a game, which I love to do, by the way, but I would want something with a little bit more cushion. The only other issue that I'm running into is that on the right shoe, the right collar of that shoe is kind of cutting up into the ankle anytime that the shoe is on an unlevel surface. So when I'm walking on this track, there's a lot of unlevel surfaces. I'm stepping on sticks and twigs and all that. And anytime that foot has to turn kind of inward, it just cuts into that ankle. So even from a casual walking perspective, again, the shoe is really just not for me. But I don't think you're going to run into that issue on the court because everything is level for the most part. While I'm thinking of it, I want to say hi and I thank you to our 31st subscriber. I do appreciate it. I don't know who you are, but thank you. Something wild happened to me yesterday. For me, it's wild. I was killing some time yesterday. Just went to Ross Dress for Less with my little boy. And I wasn't expecting to see anything or find anything. I usually don't. And I came across a pair of Adidas Adizero Adios Pro 4s. That is a $255 premium, like carbon fiber, carbon plated, race shoe. They had one pair in the store and it was $45. $1. I wear a 10.5, and these things were a 9.5. Talk about a bummer. But I decided I'm gonna try these things on. Most 9.5s, you know, I'm not even gonna think about it. But these, I was gonna think about it. And I went, loosened the laces all the way up and put my foot in there. And for some reason, man, they fit, and they fit great. So I guess Adidas must have put the wrong size tag on a larger shoe, because again, they fit great. And I went and watched reviews right after it. I was excited, and I saw that in most cases people complain about the toe being way too that toe area being way too narrow and too short. So and they suggest like going up half a size. So I got really lucky with these. I'm no marathon runner, but I do plan to increase the pace of these walks and eventually get into jogging and running once my body gets a little lighter and I become more adapted to it. So whether it's ridiculous or not, I do plan on testing those from a casual perspective, doing these little short walks, and then eventually getting them up to running speed, you know. I have a lot of other shoes in the rotation I'm going to be working through first, but you'll see that eventually on the channel. All right, so I've been in these shoes for 50 minutes. I still have about 10 more minutes to go. And I'm going to tell you, nothing's really changed. I haven't hated these shoes. Once my foot kind of got over that initial shock of how firm they were and pain, it's kind of, I totally expect that pain to come back, by the way. But at least for right now, while I'm out here, they're not bad at all. I can see why a guard would really like these shoes. All right, guys, that's it for me. I will see you all tomorrow. Later.